What? What's wrong with this thing?
Yeah. The music's a masseuse.
Trying to make jams, man. Expand my repertoire.
Yeah, man.
Shout out to Abstract Room, man. He just texted me today too.
That's funny. That's
dope. Shout out to the whole Project Blowed.
Yeah,
you know, all the rappers we shouted out. Shout out to Brother Ali. Was chopping up with him the other day.
Word.
You know, all my guys out there, you know, and you know, shout out to the supporters of Super Duty Tough Work.
Yeah, man. Can't do it without y'all.
Yeah, we gotta be, you know, shit. I mean, can it be overstated how dope we are?
I mean, at this point, we don't even gotta say nothing.
It's just,
we just drop jewels.
It just is
on a regular basis.
Yeah, is water wet?
Hey,
you know.
Hey,
yes, it is wet.
Yeah, is the sky blue?
Right.
It is.
Why even ask?
It is.
Will the sun come out tomorrow?
I hope so.
These are the eternal questions that are right there with will Super Duty Tough Work be dope? You know, it's like, yes, son. The sun will come out tomorrow and they'll be dope. How you doing today, man?
I'm awesome.
Yeah, you was pump faking earlier.
Yeah, man. Hey, you know, when that salary come, you know what I'm saying?
It's the salary game.
Yeah, the salary game is different. Deep. Yeah. You know,
all this getting off early stuff don't really work.
Don't work that often. You know, it does not work.
That's real. That's real. He's like, yeah, I'm on the way.
Yeah, I'm on the way.
Then you hear me get, yo, I'm really on the way.
I'm really on the way. Got caught up. Nope.
Nah.
Let me ask you a question. Take 45 minutes to. Okay.
No, that's cool, man. You know, I was just marinating, you know, trying to work on this book, you know, unsuccessfully, frustratingly.
Oh, I was hoping you ain't fall asleep again.
Oh.
I was like, let me hear me get here for print, fall asleep.
That's true. That's true. I didn't even think about that. Man, I'm glad I didn't fall asleep. Nah, I didn't fall asleep on you, man. I was wide awake, ready to get busy. But yeah, man, we're here. Super Duty Tough Work once again. Blueprint. Illogic over there across the table, and having grown man conversations.
Yes, sir.
And so this week's conversation is about something that we all deal with, and that is being hard on yourself. You know, we want to speak this week about being patient with yourself. You know, sometimes we think about patience as something we have to exercise with everyone else, but very rarely do we say, hey, I need to be patient with myself.
Yeah. I'm still learning.
Yeah. Above all, patience with yourself is key, right? So, you know, with me being in the shit with trying to finish this book,
knee high
in the shit. Oh, you'll get the shit.
Right.
You know, I'm in the shit, you know, Logic's learning how to make beats. You know, both of these processes are not very glamorous.
No.
But, you know, it's very important that you have patience whenever you're taking on something new like this. So this week we want to talk about like keys to having patience with yourself.
Yeah.
And hopefully everyone out there who normally beats up on themselves about things and gets frustrated too easily will be able to apply some of these joints we're talking about today. And it'll improve your work and your patience with yourself. And then you'll just be awesome like we are.
Word.
Right. So we'll take a break and we'll be right back.
We got you stuck off the realness, the most infamous, you heard of us. Official podcast murderers, the show comes equipped with viewpoints to share. Grown man ideas for all those who care and want to grow, so go ahead and download. Every single week with a brand new episode. You're not alone in this world, cousin, so we share information and honest discussion and keep repping the culture like we supposed to. They spread gossip, but they never come close to. I can hear it inside their tone. They talk about the industry but never left their home. You get laced up with bullet points and such, plus empowering topics that they never would touch. You can put your whole network against the team, but Super Duty Tough Work's the MVP. Most valuable podcast on MP3. Priceless info, but all of it's free. So take these words home and think them through. Super Duty Tough Work is coming at you. You are now listening to Super Duty Tough Work with your host, Blueprint. Raw and uncut, adult conversations. No shucking, no jiving, and no bullshit.
Straight up, man. I'ma save it for the cast, but
Yeah, save it for save it. You know, say them bars.
Yeah,
keep
man.
them on deck.
Whew.
Don't waste those.
Like, fuck that. Long term, my ass.
Yeah, man. That's hilarious. Fuck this right now. I need it.
Yeah, man.
Nah, that's the realest, man. That's the motherfucking realest. So we back.
Yeah, we back.
We back, man. Like we never left. And we here. Super Duty Tough Work. How to be more patient with yourself.
Yeah.
You know, as you are going on this quest to learn something new, being ambitious as you should be, as this podcast should have you being, you're gonna inevitably run into things that are difficult, tasks that are technically challenging, you know, maybe socially challenging, and you may have periods where you get in over your head, or you're just lagging. You just aren't picking it up as fast as you thought you would. And in those instances, patience is hella important.
Yes.
And so in this episode, we're talking about how to develop patience, you know, with yourself. And because having patience with other people around you, we can do that. But with yourself, I think it all starts there. And I think as you reach a certain level of calm with yourself, you can then start to be more patient with others.
Yeah. And you can leave other people. Like if you don't have patience with other people, you can dip.
That's part of patience.
Yeah. It's like, I'm just going to remove myself. You can't remove yourself from yourself.
Right.
You can't just have an out of body experience at any time you want.
As they say, wherever you go, there you are.
Exactly.
You know, that's a perfect example of it. So the number one technique, way to develop more patience is to develop long-term goals.
Yeah.
Long-term goals are super key in developing patience. And why is that, people may ask? And that is because long-term goals give you something to look forward to that is out of the present moment.
Yes.
Whenever you're in the present moment, you are likely to get caught up in, you know, to be, as they say, a prisoner of the moment, and to be emotionally attached to what's going on right now, thinking that whatever is happening right now is the way that things will always be.
Yeah.
But the truth be told, this is absolutely wrong. This destroys our patience.
Yes.
It destroys our patience with ourselves. If you look at something and you say to yourself, man, I had a bad day today, but really I'm still on pace for whatever my long-term goal is.
Right.
It's so much easier to deal with a minor setback or something that's going wrong, or just not being able to pick up stuff. Right. And so you say, okay, well, you have short-term goals, but long-term goals should impact what you work on daily. And as you work on your craft daily, you're going to have these moments. And when you're in these moments, when you're like, fuck this.
Long term, my ass.
Yeah, long term, my ass. Fuck you and your long term goals, you bitch ass fucking book. Yeah. You know, when you start feeling like that, you have to readjust, like take a step back and remind yourself of your long term goals.
Yeah.
Man.
It's so hard, dog. It's so hard when especially when you're trying to learn some new stuff. Cause I upgraded my my equipment.
Why would you do that?
You know, trying to get some new things popping. You know,
before the album's done.
Oh no, that's already done.
Okay,
that part's done.
Whew.
Yeah. No, not in the middle. I'm not stupid. I'm new, but I'm not stupid.
Yeah, I say, man, you crazy as fuck.
No, I just upgraded the version of the DAW I have. It's the same DAW. You know, and I got a new controller and stuff. Dog, I'm like.
Lost the sauce.
I'm ready to be like, fuck, I'm going back.
You better go back? Damn.
Go back. Damn. It's dope and it's new and it's fresh, you know, and like I'm learning a lot of new stuff, but it's like, I want to make some dope shit now.
Oh, totally.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm tired of this testing the waters.
Yeah.
And is this how this EQ works? No, I don't give a fuck. Like, let me go back to my old EQ when I could chop shit right. It's frustrating as fuck.
No, that shit is deep, and it really hits you as far as like the lessons go, right? Because we talk here a lot about, like, we did the episode about minimalism and how sometimes having less is more.
Yeah.
And when you start thinking about making beats or whatever your craft is, you want to be able to go from idea to finished in the shortest distance. Yeah. Right? Like, you don't want 18 features that you got to learn and navigate and new screens and things popping up and you don't understand, and the interface is different and you can't navigate it, and things that used to take you 30 seconds now take you 4 minutes. And that might not seem like a lot to someone else, but when you're making beats, that's an eternity.
That's a lifetime.
That's a lifetime. You're like, yo, 4 minutes, I could have had my drum pattern down and been working on something else by then. I could have been programming. I could have had the shell of this thing done, right? But, you know, this is when you have to remind yourself of the long-term goal. I'm going through the exact same thing with this book, man. So it's like, I'm behind. Yeah. And I'm frustrated because, to me, I wanted it to be out in March. Yeah. I wanted to be proofreading in January, assembling it in February, and it to be out in March. Yeah. And what's Friday? March 1st. Yeah. If I remember correctly, like, tomorrow's March 1st.
It is.
It's over, man. I miss it. And it's not like I'm like right there. It's like I'm still in the proofreading phase. Yeah. And I'm frustrated because, like, I've had setbacks, man. Yeah. I've had setbacks where it's like I paid somebody to edit it and I wasn't happy with their edit. So now I got to go back and do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And continue to go through and I know that process, but I was hoping to shorten that process by having someone else get involved when they did. Oh yeah. So I could do other things. Right. And now I'm frustrated and I'm losing patience. And I feel like, why am I going through this? I just want to make some beats, man. I just want to write some raps.
And make some beats.
I just want to make a song. Yeah. I want to end this chapter and do something else right now. Yeah. But I'm too far deep into it. I'm too deep. I'm in too deep. I'm at the point of no return. There's no turning back, dog.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's fucked up.
I feel you. But you gotta, you gotta see the end of the tunnel. It's like, yo,
long-term goal.
Like, this is when I finish this joint,
yes,
you're gonna be super proud.
Yes.
And glad that you put that time and that work in. But as you in the shit, you're like, fuck this.
Yes.
Fuck you and your pages.
Right. Fuck all this book. Fuck the illustrations.
All of that.
Fuck your little fucking cover image. Fuck you too. Fuck your little summary and your little lessons and shit. Fuck that. Get out of my face. And you know, we go through this with everything we do in terms of having a period where you get frustrated with it. But man, it's been the last 2 weeks. I've just had, my patience has just been shot because I just feel like, you know, I missed my date and it was starting to fuck with me. And I'm just like, man, I got to go back and really, really dig in so that I'm not 3 months behind. Right. You know what I mean? Like, okay, you're a month to 6 weeks out, you know, from where you thought you would be. But if you lock in over these next 2-3 weeks, you can be done by the end of March. Yeah. And then you can maybe shoot for April. Right. And which would only be a month later, but at least you still be, you know what I'm saying, in the range.
And it's still a good time. I mean, spring.
It's just, you know, I
understand. I feel you, sir. Like, mixing my album, I was going through the same shit. I was like, fuck this. I don't even. Like, I was supposed to be done 2 months ago, and I'm still, Yeah. Because I paid somebody else to mix it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
here we go.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Now I got to take 2 more months.
Right. But you got to remind yourself.
Right.
Why you went through it that way. Exactly. Why you're doing it. And so for me, it's like I have to remind myself that, okay, the reason that you are writing this book is so that you can have something that summarizes the experience of this podcast. Because we don't have any products or services that relate to this podcast. Right. And we're overdue. And I told myself last year that I was going to spend this year doing that. And I'm 3 months in or 2 months in, and I'm just like, damn, a whole year?
Right.
God, I'm already, just the beginning. Yeah, I'm already frustrated. Okay.
First quarter, man.
Yeah, first quarter, man. I haven't made it out. I'm still in the first quarter, bruh. But yeah, that's number one. Yeah. Okay. The number 2 way to develop patience with yourself is to create A plan.
This seems to be a reoccurring bullet point.
Oh, it is.
Se.
It's a bulletproof bullet point, if you will.
Yeah.
You know, creating a plan, as simple and as obvious as it is something that a lot of people overlook, especially as it relates to their passions or their skills that they're building. Like, you're building skills to become a producer, but you make your money, you work, right?
Right.
You're not sitting at home where all your income is dependent upon learning that program.
Right.
Some people are very much like that when it comes to their passions. They are a little more lax, right? So for me, the reason I had a plan with my book, and as we talked about in the last section, I said, okay, well, this is a date I'd like to have it finish my first draft, edit by the end of this month, assemble in that month, and get it out the following month. Now, as frustrated as I am right now, imagine how frustrated I would be if I didn't even have a plan and I was just freestyling this shit.
Freestyling. Yeah.
I'd be sick because I wouldn't have any perspective on how far I am versus how far I've got to go.
Right.
Like, a plan is to a creative person as a roadmap is to a driver.
Right.
Like, you can't, you could go on a road trip and we probably could get to Orlando without a GPS.
Yeah.
We could probably get to Orlando without an atlas, without our phones.
Right.
You know, okay, we'll just take something south, whatever,
Right.
65
Let's
south,
just go
75
south.
south, whatever it takes us south, let's go. And then we'll ask some people. We'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
And it'll be cool.
It might not be cool. We might not like each other by the end of that trip.
We have to be at each other's throats like 4 or 5 months in. Right. Like, what the fuck is this about, man? Why are we still out here? We should have been there by now, dog. Why didn't we get directions? Well, that's basically what creating without a plan is. It's basically like driving without directions. Just because you have a GPS or just because you have an atlas doesn't mean that you won't get lost.
Right.
However, it means that if and when you do get lost, you're very much able to get back on track quickly.
Yeah.
And that's what creating a plan does in terms of giving you patience. You know that, I got lost for a second, but I'm not going to stress out because this GPS got me.
Yeah.
This atlas got me. This plan's got me. That's where we need to be. But when you lack a plan, you lack something to fall back on that will give you patience.
A plan helps you to not freak out.
Facts.
Like, when you have a plan, when you have a roadmap, it's like, okay, I might be off by a couple weeks, a month, even a year, whatever your plan is, 5-year plan, whatever. That, when you have a plan, you can, like you said, get back on the road and you know where you're going. Like, having that long-term goal, having that destination in mind.
Yes.
Makes it so much easier to just not freak out and be a little more comfortable in where you are. Even if you are running late, even if you are behind, you can be a little more comfortable in the fact that it's like, okay, but I got this plan and I'm still on track to reach my destination with the plan that I'm on.
Right. And one thing I think, you just remind me of is that sometimes we have a plan and we haven't even shared that plan with anyone.
Right.
But we beat ourselves up about it as if we had. Right. So, like, no one knows my plan.
Right. Nobody know when the book is supposed to come out.
No.
Yeah.
I have not said any dates publicly or anything, but here I am beating myself up, losing patience because my perception is just because it's real to me. Like, now I'm being held accountable to it. Like, people, print where the book, dog. I done pre-ordered it. Where's that, fam? That's not what's going on here.
Yeah.
Like, what's going on here is me over analyzing my shit because, I have held myself to a standard that I'm not meeting, which is okay. But you have to fall back and relax sometimes and be patient with yourself.
Yeah, that's how it was with my album too. Because for me, it was like, okay, I expected it to be done and out by a certain time. Nobody knew.
No.
Nobody's hitting me up like, yo,
you said.
No, nobody's hitting me up. But when you have, like, as artists and people that take our craft so seriously, we put pressure on ourselves that's unnecessary a lot of times.
Facts.
And it makes us, it puts us out of character. You know what I'm saying? And our patience wears out super fast when it doesn't have to. Because
Right.
nobody else is waiting on it.
Right. And
It's just us.
Yeah. And in the grand scheme of things, like, if I lock in and finish it, like I said, now by the end of March, and I look back in a year, I won't even remember that I was a month late.
Yeah.
delivering it.
And if you do, it'll be minimal.
Yeah,
it's like, oh, whatever.
Right.
I'm glad I took that extra month.
Right.
Because it's dope.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's like, but having a plan is what allows you to even be relaxed like that about how you evaluate it. Mm-hmm. If you don't have a plan, you have nothing to hold yourself accountable and you have nothing to strive for.
Right.
You're just kind of drifting, hoping to get to that destination, but not holding yourself accountable at every step to ensure that, okay, I'm off a little bit, I can make up some time here, or I can take this little shortcut in this small area to get back there, and let me reevaluate this part. And how important is that? This is what a plan does.
Yeah.
Without a plan, you don't have those conversations.
Right.
So that's number 2.
Yeah.
We'll take a break and we'll be right back. Super Duty Tough Work hoodies are finally available from weightless.net. Order yours while supplies last. Thanks for your support. We are back.
We are.
Super Duty Tough Work, man. This week we're talking about patience. How to be patient with yourself, man. We haven't covered this, which is crazy. This seems like something we would have talked about a long time ago.
Yeah.
But it's very important, man. So we gave you 2 so far. The third way, to stay patient with yourself is to run your own race.
That's a beautiful thing.
Man, when you look at others around you, that's good on one hand because it gives you something to aspire to.
Right.
It gives you inspiration to say, wow, this person did that thing. And man, I didn't know that was possible. And they did it. And I'm excited. And the energy of it passes off to you, right?
Oh, yeah.
That's the positive side. The negative side of it is that sometimes we can take the comparisons too far.
Oh, yeah.
We can see someone's reality and assume that we should have the same reality, but not take into account that our circumstances are different. Mm-hmm. Right? So like my reality as a person who can go tour for 90 days straight is something that some people would envy. Mm-hmm. But comparing themselves too much to me would not take into account their unique life situations. Like maybe they have 3 kids and a wife.
Right.
Maybe they, are taking care of a family member. Or maybe they have X, Y, and Z going on. And there are things that I look at sometimes and I say, oh man, I should have that. Mm-hmm. But it's like, nah, dog, that doesn't really work for you.
Yeah.
Only in a very absolute way when you say, I should have what they have, or I should be comparing myself to them, and I should be achieving what they are achieving. Doesn't make sense. But life is not absolute. Mm-hmm. Life is very, very gray. And I think sometimes when we compare ourselves to others, we see someone who's successful and we say, I should have what they have. And not only that, I should have what they have right now.
Right.
I either deserve that or I should be able to get that with ease because of how skilled, talented, whatever I am. And this just causes us to lose patience with the process.
Yes.
No one knows whether you deserve that or not. But unless you go through the process, and until you go through with the process, we won't know.
Right.
So run your own race.
I mean, in that same vein, imagine me as a new producer.
Yeah.
You, Blackhead.
Right.
And you know what I'm saying?
She don't sound like Prince, man. I'm fuck this.
Right. Like all the people that I've been around for all of my career, and then I start producing and my shit ain't as tight as it's supposed to be. My chops ain't where Prince was or Prisms were, or, and I found myself getting frustrated early.
Yeah.
But I had to have some talks with some people. Bombay helped me out a lot, actually, saying like, you just got to find your own thing. You're not going to be Prince. You're not going to be ASAP. You're not going to be whatever producer that you envy or that you think is really doing it. You're not going to be them. You have to be you. You have to become who you're supposed to be behind the boards. And that's really helped me. And I'm trying now to come into my own. But at first it was like, you got a lot of shit to live up to, bruh.
It's true, because everyone who's produced a record for you, you're gonna naturally compare yourself to them.
Exactly.
When you produce your own record.
Exactly. Tim, you know what I'm saying? Like,
that's the hard part.
Dog.
That's the hard part. I'm glad I got in first. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I set the bar and stepped off. Like,
right.
Y'all got to catch my shit now.
Right.
Compare yourself to me, you know? Right. But yeah, coming in later into the process, it gets more difficult.
Hell yeah.
Very much so, man. I look at it sometimes as a writer, and I say, man, I feel like I should be getting books out every year or every 2 years, or like I put albums out. Mm-hmm. I'm comparing my output as a long form writer to my output as a rapper.
No. No, my brother. It's a different world, dog.
Yeah, it sounds silly just saying it.
Yeah.
But that's what I've been comparing myself to, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
To say, oh yeah, you can release an album every year, but this is a book. Even a short book takes some dedicated, focused time, and it's a whole different process than writing an album.
Yeah.
And you are only setting yourself up for disappointment when you try to run your race in comparison to someone else, right? You don't know what they did to get in the position that they are.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't have to run as hard as you because they did something early, or maybe they can run, you know what I'm saying, faster than you because they did something early. You don't really know. So just the safe bet is to just say, you know what am I capable of?
Yeah.
Start there.
Yeah.
What is my low end, performance? What is my high end performance? What's like my threshold? Like, and if you look at your low end output and your high end, split the difference and aspire for that. So so any day you do it, you're better than your worst.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you know that, and you might hit your peak, and you might not. But if you fall in the middle, then you've at least been pushing forward and working within your own capabilities.
Yeah.
Right. And being better than fucking average. I think that is key, because it can be very discouraging looking at other people. I'm an avid reader. So naturally I look at other people's writing and I naturally think I suck.
Yeah. Like, I cannot do that.
I can't do that.
I can't.
And I learned this the first time around when I wrote the Adventures book, that, yo, man, it's not about being the best author as much as it's about telling your story
and finding your own voice.
Right.
Yeah, finding your own voice.
You got your voice. You can tell your story properly. Then you automatically are exempt from these comparisons. And I forget that sometimes. It's like, get into the process and I lose my patience. And now I'm like, man, I gotta take a step back because I'm frustrated. I don't like my writing. I feel like, okay, it's taking too long. I want to do something else. These are just like thoughts and doubts. You know what I mean? Fears coming into play, disguising themselves at other things, trying to talk me down from taking on this challenge that I've taken on. And I can't let that happen now, though. I can't. It's the point of no return, bruh.
Yeah.
We're not turning back.
Yeah, man. It's crazy for me because, like, I've been making beats 3 years.
Yeah.
You've been making beats for 20 plus.
Right.
How can I compare myself to that?
It's ridiculous to even try.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, the same with most of the producers that I know.
Yeah.
Most of them, that's all they've done in the time that I've known them in my career, which is over 20 years.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's dumb for me to compare my. That's like
1996.
Yeah, that's like you saying like my shit ain't as hot as Baldwin's. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Of
like,
course not.
Yeah, I'm not Baldwin. You know what I'm saying?
So I should quit.
I should stop.
Yeah, it's like, no, man. Who cares if you're good as Baldwin? Like, be the best you. And when you be the best you, then you don't have to be Baldwin, because people are not gonna. If people want Baldwin, they'll read Baldwin.
Right.
Ain't nobody reading Blueprint to get Baldwin.
This is true. This is true.
You know, you read me for something completely different, and I think that's what I have to remind myself of. And if you're listening at home, run your own race.
Yeah,
you're gonna. The best thing. It's good to have what they call it, a pace car. A car that sets the pace, and everyone kind of knows where to start out at. But understand that you have to run your own race in accordance to your own strengths, your own goals and your own capabilities, man. Like, don't let someone else tell you how to run your race. You are more in tune with your strengths than anyone else. And so run it your way, man. And that's number 3.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 4. And this is one that extends well beyond writing in the craft in whatever the fuck you're doing creatively. Number 4 way to develop patience with yourself is to assume imperfection.
That's a bar.
Assume imperfection.
Yeah, nobody's perfect.
Think about what we do. People go out into the world every day assuming perfection and are constantly disappointed.
Yeah, that's why I wonder why we got so many depressed people in the world.
Yeah, they assume that person is going to be considerate, that person is going to do what they want, that person is going to agree with them, that this thing is going to work like such and such told me it would, that this job is going to be exactly as they described it to me in a job interview, that this album is going to sound like what like we go into everything assuming that this guy sees me crossing the street, he'll slow down. Right. It's much safer to assume imperfection than perfection from others. When you assume imperfection, you automatically go into life with an appreciation for perfection
and a calm.
Yeah, for the good things. It's like, hey man, you know what? I didn't expect nobody to let me in, but thanks you, brother. You waving to people in traffic. Thank you. I appreciate you. Right? You're assuming that, there won't be any parking spots. So when you find one, you happy about it.
Yeah.
You assume that this job ain't what they described in the interview. So when it is, you get amped.
Yeah, or if it's even close.
Even close. You're like, man, that's pretty good. I didn't think they would be even that close. I thought it'd be some old bullshit. They was gassing me. Right? You assume that motherfucker is not going to stop and let you cross the street. And then when they stop and wave you across, oh man, thanks, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Yeah.
Have a good day. Right? Your whole perspective changes. And now all of a sudden you have way more patience with life and everything around you.
Yeah, because you're not putting that pressure on.
Yeah.
You're relaxed. You're comfortable. You're saying like, okay, this I know this most likely is not going to turn out exactly how I planned it to be.
Right.
But if I get even 90, 80%, you know what I'm saying? 80% of what I planned, then I'm in a good place.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We put too much pressure on ourselves to be perfect for everything to work out how we expect it to work out.
Oh, totally.
And hardly ever does.
Hardly ever does.
Ever.
And what's crazy is that even when it doesn't work out like you expect it to, that doesn't mean it's bad.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean you failed just because it doesn't look the way that you expected it to look when you started. Sometimes success takes on different forms, but those forms that it takes can also be good for you, man.
There's no success without failure.
Right. Like we're talking about the process. Like the process is all the ugly shit you got to do to get to that beautiful shit at the end.
Yeah.
And assuming that there's going to be perfection in that process is probably one of the most naive things you can do.
Stupid.
It is. It's like,
Stupid.
I'm going to fuck up.
Right.
I'm going to make some mistakes. And, we can even use this as an example. Like this might be our 6th to 8th episode we've shot, maybe. We're somewhere around there, maybe 8 episodes by the time this comes out. There's been little things going wrong every week. You've been here watching it in real time, like, okay, that camera randomly shut off.
Right. Yep.
What are we going to do?
No battery.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. That didn't work. Wow. We forgot to record. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, little things are going to go wrong and there's nothing you can do about it. But I'll tell you one thing, the more we've done it, the tighter it's got.
Yep.
Little by little by little. And that to me is like, okay, now I feel encouraged about the process because it's giving me more confidence. Like, okay, I didn't think we could even pull this off.
Yeah.
This many times.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I didn't know if we had it in us to set up all this shit, add video to the podcast, and for it to actually, for people to care. And it's like, oh, there are people subscribing.
Right.
Oh, there are people who watch it who don't even listen to it and vice versa. Oh, we didn't lose anything.
No, we gained a lot.
Yeah.
We gained a whole hell of a lot.
So it's like, man, just because we went into it like it ain't gonna be perfect, but once we're in the process, now we can improve upon it every week. So eventually certain things will look different. Maybe one day people watch, we'll have different mic stands.
Right.
We'll have some more crispier images. Like we already hitting them with the, you know what I mean? I don't even know if they peeped it, but we got the wide joint now.
Splashing them.
Yeah, we're just gonna integrate little small things, small changes, but none of that would have happened had we been waiting around to do it perfectly the first time. So if you're going to do something and you want to have patience with yourself, the process, assume imperfection.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, man. So that's number 4, and we'll take a break. What up, everybody? Blueprint here to let you guys know that all 3 of my books are finally back in stock. That means right here, What a Night. This book is back in stock. It's $10. This is a book about the worst shows in my career. That's 10. Word is Blog Volume 1 is back in stock. That's $10. And also, The Making of the Adventures in Counterculture. This book is about my Adventures in Counterculture album. If you have the album, you love the album, you should have a book too. That's $10. All 3 of these books are back in stock for $10 each, or you can get all 3 of them for just $25 right now on waitlist.net. That's all I got today. Thanks for your support. Peace. We're back.
Yeah.
Super Duty Tough Work, the most informative edutainment podcast on the planet, helping you be more doper every week.
More doper?
More doper. Even the dopiest.
The dopiest?
Yes. Be the dopiestest version of yourself. Fucking with us.
Right.
So yeah, talking about how to be patient with yourself, man. We done hit you with 4 joints. We got 2 more left. Number 5 way to be more patient with yourself is to track your progress. Yes, you have a plan. Yes, you have a goal. Yes, you're thinking long term. But what are you doing day to day to track what you achieved that day?
Yeah.
Sometimes you can get very defeated if you simply look at what you did that day and expect it to be a reflection of your total journey. It can get very...
It can get dark.
Yes.
It can get real dark.
I have days writing where I'm just like, this is awful.
Yeah, like what? Sometimes you feel like, okay, I'm writing a book that's, you have a target, probably amount of pages you want to write.
Yep.
And it's like, I'm on page 12. You know what I mean? Right. It's like, what the fuck am I doing?
I'm not there.
I'm not there.
I'm not there.
Yeah, you got to know.
You got to know. Or with us with production, that's why, on Twitter, I like to speak a lot about it's okay to make whack beats.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think that feeling of making something that's whack can be paralyzing to a producer.
It hurts.
Right.
It can hurt.
You're just like, because you're trying to polish up this fucking turd of a beat. And then you're just like, why is this turd not turning into ice cream? Right. And it's still a fucking turd. And you take it personally when you really shouldn't.
Yeah.
But if you go back, and this is why I say don't throw away everything.
Yeah.
If you go back and you look at what you've done for the last 90 days, then you can get a good idea of, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This is an exception.
Right.
I was on fire last week.
Flames.
Ooh, January.
Yeah.
Bangers.
Right.
Right. I got joints that I can do anything with. But if you don't keep track of that and you stay in the moment, it's very easy to get discouraged, man. And that's how I've been feeling. I've been in the moment, which is good to be intensely, like locked in on your work, but understand that kind of closes off the long-term thing. Like, you're not tracking your progress in those moments. So when you're having a bad day, just take a step back.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of me saying, I tried to rewrite this page today and it sucked. You know what I'm saying? I only got 2 paragraphs out that I was happy with, and I got to go back tomorrow and write the other 4. Well, instead of saying that, I'd be like, yeah, that's cool. But you still are on the last rewrite of your book.
Right.
And once you rewrite this, then you can go into proofreading again, and then you can, you can get back on track. So it's like, I have to focus on a positive by looking at, okay, look how many errors you've corrected so far. Because if you just get stuck on this one part you're having trouble with, you'll get discouraged. You'll lose patience for the process.
Yeah, man. Like about 2 weeks ago, I made a beat that was so bad, I didn't go back in my basement for 2 days. I am so serious. Like, I was messing with that beat for like 3 hours, and it just did not. Yeah. It just did not happen. I was so discouraged. I didn't listen to my beats for a couple of days. I was just real like down. Like, man, fuck. Like, what am I doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what? I'm not a producer. Let me just write raps.
Yeah,
you know
it'll make you question everything.
Oh, dog. But then, like, maybe that weekend I went down. I made 3 bangers. See? I was like, okay, all right. It was just a hiccup.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it was bad, dog. It was so bad.
And even to add on to that, Next week when you're making beats, let's say you make a bad beat. Now you're going to refer back to the 3 bangers you made.
Exactly.
I still got it.
Yeah.
Just last week I made these. So I'm good.
Yeah.
I just got to continue with the process and continue to be able to create things that you can look back upon. So like when I look back, I say, man, you know what? I'm discouraged. But then, I got like some mail orders for some books today. I sent out like What a Night this morning to somebody in the UK. And
People
I was
like my books.
Yeah.
There's a reason I do this.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not a fucking new author. I just have to stick with it and look back and say, yo, man, you're selling good amounts of books. I probably sold 8-9 books this week, and I haven't promoted them like that. But it's like, okay, when you get a new book, these older books will start selling even more. So just use these to remind yourself of how far you've come instead of like closing yourself off to that part and then getting discouraged.
Yeah.
It's number 5. Yeah. Okay. Last joint.
Yeah.
Last joint. How to be patient with yourself.
Full circle.
Think long term. We started out here. We're going to end here, man. You got to think about every decision you make in the moment with your creativity should be tied to long-term thinking. Without long-term thinking, you can't achieve long-term success.
Right.
It kind of goes without saying, but oftentimes we don't see the long-term or the big picture because our minds aren't oriented properly. We're on some instant gratification shit. We're on some, I need mine right now, quick, fast, or it's not worth it.
Right.
And this right now mentality oftentimes creates situations where you have no patience. There was a quote from Eric Thomas, and he was talking about how when he made his first book, people were asking him like, yo, he was just said, yo, I wrote a book. He said, until somebody came and said, yo, stop saying you wrote a book, start saying you're an author. And he said, he was like, oh snap, it's crazy. Like bars, like heavy bars. Right. And that's a beautiful bar because it goes to show you long-term thinking. Writing a book is something you do right now. Being an author is something you are long-term. Right. And that book is just a part of this whole long-term plan and picture that you have for yourself. And anytime you lose track of that, you're going to have nothing to focus on that would actually help you gain patience with the process.
Yeah.
So
I completely agree.
Yeah. So that's it. Yeah. All right, folks. I hope you were patient enough to listen to this. Yeah. Yeah. So how to develop patience. I'm going to read them back. Number 1, develop long-term goals. Number 2, create a plan. Number 3, run your own race. Number 4, assume imperfection. Number 5, track progress. And number 6, think long term. Yeah. If you find yourself lacking patience with yourself, with the process that you're going through to, become doper, fuck with this list, fuck with us. Let us know what you think in the comment section. If you're on SoundCloud, holler at your boys. As y'all know, or may not know, we're on the gram now. Super Duty _ tough work. Right. Posting fly shit, clips, whatnot, the happenings. Get at your boys, add us on there. And then, when you follow us on the gram or IG, as the kids say, because I think it's switched from gram to IG. Oh, okay. Then you can participate in the conversation. True. You can hit us with suggestions and we're there. We're active. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's not some robot posting things. It's us and we respond to people. Right. So hit us there, add your boys, and that's it. And we'll see you next week. Word. Peace.
Thank you for listening to Super Duty Tough Work. Subscribe to the podcast on iTunes. Follow the podcast on SoundCloud. Peace.
Shoot, I got styles already. that's more complex that nobody know about. I mean, super duty tough work.